the Russian Federation and China signed a landmark treaty of good neighborliness, friendship, and cooperation, which laid a very solid foundation for building a truly strategic interaction and a comprehensive long-term partnership for the mutual benefit of both our countries and our respective peoples. And at the present moment, the bilateral relations between Russia and China have reached a truly unprecedented and historic level of cooperation. Their special nature is reflected in an atmosphere of mutual understanding and trust, a readiness to cooperate on the basis of mutual benefit and equality, to engage in respectful dialogue, and to support one another on issues affecting the core interests of both countries, including the protection of sovereignty and national unity. Russia and China look to the future with confidence and are actively developing contacts in politics, the economy, and the defense sector, expanding humanitarian exchanges and encouraging people-to-people interaction. In other words, working together to do everything that serves us to deepen bilateral cooperation and the comprehensive development of our nations. It is vital that these critical issues serve as the primary agenda for our upcoming high-level talks in Beijing. I sincerely appreciate Chairman Xi Jinping's steadfast commitment to fostering long-term strategic cooperation with the Russian Federation. I believe our excellent bilateral relations empower us to outline ambitious plans for our shared future and bring them to fruition. So, the trade relationship between Russia and China continues to grow, having long since surpassed the $200 billion mark. Furthermore, mutual financial settlements are now being conducted almost entirely in national currencies, the ruble and the yuan. Major initiatives are being implemented in key areas of cooperation. Following the successful cross-cultural years, the Russian-Chinese Years of Cooperation in Education were launched in January, marking the 10th such interstate project in the humanitarian sphere. I would like to note that in Russia, we hold China's centuries-old history and its achievements in culture, art, and science in high regard. We are keen for our peoples to grow closer, to understand each other even better, and to embrace all the positive aspects found in the rich traditions and heritage of both our nations. For this reason, we welcome the implementation of a mutually beneficial visa-free travel regime between our two nations, established on a reciprocal basis. This initiative does not merely facilitate a significant increase in business and tourist exchanges, but it also serves to open up new opportunities for meaningful communication and professional networking between the citizens of the Russian Federation and the People's Republic of China. The exceptionally close and enduring Russian-Chinese strategic partnership continues to play a vital and highly stabilizing role on the global stage. At the same time, we are not aligning ourselves against any third party, but are working for the cause of global peace and shared universal prosperity. It is with this logic that Moscow and Beijing act in a coordinated manner to defend international law and the provisions of the UN Charter in their entirety, totality, and interconnectedness, and maintain active cooperation within the UN framework. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization, the BRICS nations, and various other multilateral structures, all of which are making a significant and meaningful contribution to addressing the most pressing global and regional challenges we face today. I am confident that by working closely together, we will continue to exert our efforts to deepen our comprehensive Russian-Chinese partnership and our good neighborly relations for the dynamic development of our countries and the well-being of our peoples, in the vital interest of maintaining global security and stability. I look forward to seeing you again soon in Beijing. Thank you so much for your attention.
Before boarding a plane to Beijing, Russian President Vladimir Putin recorded a statement addressed directly to what he called his dear Chinese friends. The message was not a diplomatic formality. It was a framing exercise designed to set the tone of his visit to President Xi Jinping before a single handshake took place. Putin said Russian-Chinese relations have reached an unprecedented level. He described the partnership's potential as truly limitless. He pointed to a 25-year-old treaty as the foundation, a trade relationship that has long exceeded $200 billion as the proof, and a financial architecture built on rubles and yuan rather than dollars as the direction. The statement was warm in tone, but precise in content. Every line was calibrated to tell the world what Russia and China are building together and what they are building it against. The economic dimension of Putin's message was the most concrete. He said Russian-Chinese trade turnover continues to grow and has long exceeded $200 billion. He added that settlements between the two countries are almost entirely conducted in rubles and yuan, a detail that carries significance far beyond bilateral commerce. If the world's two largest non-Western economies are conducting trade outside the dollar system, the implications extend to every country considering alternatives to dollar-denominated exchange. Putin framed this not as a political statement, but as a natural evolution. Major initiatives are being implemented in key areas of cooperation, he said. The language was institutional. The signal was structural. Russia and China are not just trading more, they are trading differently. Then came the line that every foreign ministry watching the statement would have flagged. Putin said the close Russian-Chinese strategic partnership plays an important stabilizing role on the world stage. And then he added a qualifier that is both diplomatic and strategic. We do not ally ourselves against anyone, he said, but work towards peace and global prosperity. That framing is deliberate. It allows Russia and China to deepen military cooperation, coordinate at the UN Security Council, expand BRICS, and build parallel financial systems while maintaining the position that none of it is directed at any specific country. Whether Washington reads it the same way is the question the statement does not answer. Putin described the relationship in terms that go beyond economics and diplomacy. He said both countries show a willingness to support each other on issues affecting the fundamental interests of the two countries, including the protection of sovereignty and national unity. That language applies directly to two of the most sensitive geopolitical files in the world. For Russia, sovereignty means Ukraine. For China, national unity means Taiwan. By framing mutual support in those terms, Putin is telling Beijing that Moscow's backing on Taiwan is linked to Beijing's backing on Ukraine. The exchange is not stated as a transaction, it is stated as a shared principle, but the practical effect is the same. So this is what Putin said before arriving in Beijing. He called the relationship unprecedented. He cited trade above $200 billion conducted in local currencies. He said settlements have moved almost entirely out of the dollar. He emphasized sovereignty, national unity, and mutual support on fundamental interests. He said they do not ally against anyone while describing a partnership that coordinates across the UN, BRICS, and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And he closed by saying he is confident both countries will continue doing everything possible to deepen the partnership for global security and stability. The visit has not started yet, but the message has already been delivered. And the message is that Russia and China are no longer building a relationship. They are operating one. Subscribe to WLA for daily geopolitical analysis.